So I'm delighted to say that we have with us today the Countess Howe, His Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Buckinghamshire. We've also got Kate and Chloe for the King's Awards Office at the Department of Business and Trade. And we've also got Ben Brocklesbury of Origin Global, who's a fantastic previous business winner, and he's also going to share his experience of entering the awards and the benefits of gaining the awards. So I know a lot of you are already engaged with and members of BBF, but I just wanted to give you a 2-minute introduction to Buckinghamshire Business First in case anyone was unfamiliar with us. So essentially, we're the growth hub for Buckinghamshire, and we provide largely free support for businesses across the county. We've got 15,000 members in our business community, and those members range from early stage startup businesses through SMEs into large global brands like Bosch and Pinewood. And becoming a member of that community, it's a great opportunity for you to raise your profile within the county, to win new clients, to become part of that community, and also participate in specific areas of support. So we have a lot of networking opportunities. We have expert-led hot topic webinars on specific subjects, anything from AI to digital marketing, leadership, recruitment, innovation, finance, and exporting, for example, all those good things. And then we have specific business support on ad hoc questions that you might want to approach us with, which we'll use our network to try and answer. But we also have structured growth support through a dedicated program that helps you review your strategy and create a strategic growth plan. So all these things are available free of charge to Bucks business members in the county. So I'd very much encourage you to take a look at the website and have a look at what we can offer you there, and get in touch if you've got any further questions about that support. But without further ado, to move on to the most important part of the session, to talk about the King's Awards and why you should enter and what's the best practice in terms of putting that entry together. And so initially, Kate and Chloe from the Department of Business and Trade, secondly, Kate and Chloe from the Department of Business and Trade are going to go into the detail of that. But it's my pleasure, first of all, to introduce Countess Howe to give us another introduction to the award and to the session. Countess Howe.
Thank you very much, Ian. And good morning, everybody. And just for your information, I am Elizabeth Howe, although my screen says Lord Lieutenant. Please feel free to use Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us. And it's really exciting to see how many people are interested in learning more about the award. And I know that Chloe and Kate will go into this in more detail, but it was known as the Queen's Award for Technology. And she was very much invested in recognising the value of business excellence and encouraging British business to gain global recognition. So now, of course, the award is known as the King's Award, and it's the King's Award for Enterprise. And it is the most prestigious award in the country for business. And of course, the King, through his support for the scheme, is delighted to champion British business. He's been particularly keen to see new aspects of recognition come to the fore, notably areas of sustainable development and promoting opportunity through social mobility, alongside the original categories of innovation and international trade. And I feel equally keen to see our businesses in Buckinghamshire recognised for their excellence. So you're going to hear about all of this from the team from the Department of Trade and Industry. So I will just welcome Kate Hilton and Chloe Polzer from the King's Award Office and thank them very much for giving up their time to be with us today, and hand over to them.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's great to be here. Thanks everybody for having us, and it's obviously a great pleasure to be able to meet you all and tell you a bit more about the awards. I'm just going to say a big thank you to Buckinghamshire Business First for hosting the event today, and we couldn't do it without your support. We're quite a small team in the department, and thank you as always to Elizabeth for all your support for the King's Awards for Enterprise. We're looking forward to hearing from one of our fantastic awardees, Ben from Origin Global, who'll talk about some of the benefits of receiving an award. And welcome to everyone who's joined online to learn more. We announced the 2025 awards on May the 6th and launched at the same time the 2026 awards. So they're now open for applications. In this presentation, Chloe and I are going to tell you about the origins of the awards, the formal emblem and its use. We're going to look at the application process, and we'll talk about the 4 categories, eligibility criteria, and what assessors are looking for. And then we'll explain some of the support available to you if you decide to apply. So I'll now pass you to our fantastic marketing and comms manager, Chloe, who will talk about the King's Awards background and emblem. Thanks, Chloe.
Thank you, Kate, and good morning, everybody. It's so lovely to be here with all of you to tell you more about the awards and hopefully encourage all of you on the call to submit an application this year. So if we could just move to the next slide, please, Ian, thank you. So as mentioned, the King's Awards for Enterprise really are the most prestigious awards for UK businesses, and they are a globally recognised royal seal of approval for UK companies. The late Duke of Edinburgh first created them in 1965 as the Queen's Awards to Industry, and since then over 8,000 companies have now been recognised with this award. Moving on to the next slide, please. Thank you. So the awards now continue in His Majesty's name, and the name change is reflected in the new emblem that you can see on the screen here. This is a royal emblem which does come with particular use on how applicants can use the award, but it can be used for a full 5 years on all of your marketing material, products. Exactly, we'll on quite a moment. Just on to the next slide, we have 4 King's Awards categories, which I will just mention briefly here, and then Kate and I will talk you through in more detail in a moment. But those 4 categories are innovation, international trade, sustainable development, and promoting opportunity through social mobility. The UK is full of exciting business, I'm sure, and Buckinghamshire is as well. So I'm really pleased to be able to share the eligibility criteria with you later in the presentation and hopefully inspire those of you on the call. I'll pass back to Kate, who will talk you through our overall eligibility criteria.
Thanks, Chloe. Thanks, Ian, for the next slide. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so the
that's okay, Kate. I think our slides have switched, but I can pick this one up and send back to you. No worries. And so before we move on to the eligibility, we can tell you a little bit on the next slide about the benefits of the award. So as I mentioned, becoming a King's Award recipient does mean that you can use that King's Award emblem for a full 5 years. And with that, there are a whole range of benefits. Most importantly, and what many recipients tell us, is that mark of trust as an outstanding British business. So when applicants are trying to promote overseas or trying to attract new customers overseas, recipients tell us how important having the King's Award emblem is to them. It allows them to attract new customers, new markets, new clients. It's something that overseas businesses are really interested in. I think anything to do with the royals, in particularly, they've told us in Asia, in the Americas, they are so excited to be talking and working with a business who has been personally approved by His Majesty the King. Additionally, there are other benefits that come with the award, such as not only is it an award for the senior team, but also an award for the whole staff. It's a fantastic way to boost staff morale. This award really does recognise the work of every member of staff in your company, and it enables you to not only retain your current staff, but also attract new highly skilled staff as well. Just on to the next slide, please, Ian. So in terms of celebrating success, another great, fantastic marketing and also press opportunity is that each business is allowed to nominate one member of staff to attend our royal reception, which this year is taking place at Windsor Castle, which is an amazing way to get press coverage, promote your business, tell a fantastic story to all of your clients that your business has been personally invited to an event hosted by His Majesty the King. There's also a separate session in which His Majesty's local Lord Lieutenant will present your trophy and grant of appointment scroll at your place of business. Again, this is a great day to bring all of your staff together, have a fantastic celebration, invite local press, local MPs, anyone that you want to celebrate your award. You can see on the screen here our new trophy that we have and how that presentation works. On to the next slide, please. We also have some great social media content, which you can see here. We love to share the stories of our recipients online, whether that's on socials, on a blog, videos, anything that you would like us to share. We are very happy to do so. And again, it's a great way to promote your business, promote your story, your success as a King's Award recipient. So please do take a look at all of our channels. And we've got lots of content on there at the moment, as we are open for the new round and also celebrating the winners, which we announced on the 6th of May. I'll now, if you could pass to the next slide, please, Ian. Hopefully that'll take us back to the eligibility, which I'll pass back to Kate for. Thanks, Kate. Oh, sorry, Kate, you're on mute.
Sorry. Ian, would it be okay to go back quickly to slide 6, which just talks about the eligibility criteria? Thank you. And then we can come on to the current winners in very shortly. So basically, this, I think it's slide 6.
Sorry, Kate, I'm a little bit out of sync here. Let me just try and find the relevant one for you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got, here we are. How about this one?
Thank you. So, well, thanks, Ian. So this tells everybody all about the initial criteria. So this is, these are the criteria that everybody needs to, applicants all need to fit. And I won't read through them all, but I would like to just pause on the second bullet point, because we do ask people to look carefully into their accounts and records before they submit their application. If you're shortlisted, we perform a very robust process of due diligence and share your application, share your details of your company and accounts with around 42 government departments and agencies. So there's a strict due diligence requirement as well. So it really is worth looking in forensic detail at your accounts, with your accountant, with your finance team, the sorts of slip-ups that people can find are not paying the right amount of tax on time, and health and safety issues. So we have had a few failures this year. I won't get into details, but we are bound by the due diligence process as to whether we can put your company forward for an award after shortlisting. So please do take care of that. And that is covered in section A of the form once you get there. And also we assess the whole we assess the whole company, and therefore all companies, whatever category, need to demonstrate outstanding environmental, social and governance behaviours. Applicants can also be a business or a non-profit organisation. And each award category has its own special eligibility criteria, which we'll be talking about very soon. So Chloe's spoken very helpfully about the benefits of receiving an award, and Ben from Origin Global will be talking firsthand about his experiences, that the company's experiences. So I wonder if we could move on to the eligibility. Chloe, sorry, are we missing out the award process? Because I could talk a little bit about that. Thank you. So
does that work, Kate? Yeah,
that's great. So this slide tells you a little bit about how the award year runs, because obviously it's an annual. Sorry, Chloe. it's an annual award, and
that's okay. Do you want me to pick up the tape?
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, Chloe.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, Ian. I think these slides are slightly out of sync with our ones. No worries. I can pick this one up. Would you mind just switching to the next slide, because I know we're short on time, and I think this is a slightly longer presentation for us. So if you don't mind switching to the next one, and we'll pick back up.
What's the topic? I think these are in a little bit of a different order. Chloe, what's the topic you're looking for the next slide? Sorry about this.
That's all right. No worries at all. If you switch to the next one, and I'll pick up whatever's on the slide.
Okay, we've got application guidance, top tips. How about that?
Perfect. That's amazing. Thank you. So as the previous slide said, we open for applications on the 6th of May, and we're currently open until the 9th of September. So within that application process, we have a few top tips for applicants that we would encourage you to work towards. The most important one is starting your application as soon as possible. So even if that is just registering on the application system to get your details, and you can download a copy of the application form, see the types of questions that we ask for, perhaps look at it with some of your colleagues, work through some of it offline. That is our biggest top tip. A second top tip is that we always encourage you to look through present your application in a story. So we ask you to tell the story about your application. We want to hear the passion behind your company. What were the key drivers in making your company a success? If it's for the innovation category, why did you create the innovation? Why did you, if it's for sustainability, the same. However, looking through that with someone external may be a great way to ensure that you're getting all the details correct when you're doing that application. Another thing that we encourage you to do is look at it with your collaborators, so more than one person working on an application form at a time. But as I said, back to the start, we always say start as soon as possible, allow sufficient time, and work on it with your colleagues. Just moving on to the next slide, please, Ian. So for the innovation category, would you like me to pick that one up, Kate? Or do you want to come back in? Yeah, so for the innovation category, we're looking for either an innovative service or product that's been on the market for 2 years or more. So for this category, we're looking for why you created this innovation, why it's excelling in the market, and why, very importantly, it's been commercially successful. So we want to know that the innovation that you have has had a success on your business. We want to see that it's either had a return on investment or that it's due to have a return on investment in the coming years. So that's really important for this category. Don't be put off if you think it's just an innovative service. It can be an innovative, just an innovative product. It can be a service, a way that you're dealing with your marketing, a way that you deal with your customers. There's lots of ways that I'm sure all of you are very innovative with the ways of your working. Just on to the next slide, please, Ian. For international trade, I'll pass it to Kate.
Sorry, thanks Chloe, and thanks Ian. So just some guidance on the international trade application form, and this is one of our most popular and was the original King's Awards category. So for this category, we'd asked you to submit your financial figures for either a 6-year period or a 3-year period. So you have a choice of which figures you submit. We're asking for sustained growth over a period of 6 years or steep growth over a 3-year period. We don't put a percentage target of steep growth or outstanding growth. We tend to we judge every company together, so it on its own merits, but you do need to have at least £100,000 of overseas sales in the first year of your submitted figures, and the rate of increase may vary, but it cannot go down. So you need to have achieved growth year on year, and there must be no dips. And we've this I think lends itself to say something about the rigorous nature of the award, and that we are looking for outstanding figures, even including years following the COVID and any sort of global events as well. So we can't compare sector and sector, size and size. Assessors take each business on its own merits, and they take into account the size of business as well, the sector they operate in, and the market they have sold to. So our assessors want to know what's going on in the markets that you're selling in. Why did you choose those markets? How did you enter them? And what markets are you thinking of going into? And also things like, how has international trade improved your business? We are, as Chloe says, looking for the story of your business as well. You know, what led you to make the decisions that you've made, what led you to start the business as well, so that we know about your background and your passion for selling. So back to Chloe for some guidance on promoting opportunity in the next slide, please, Ian. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Ian. So for the promoting opportunity, this is actually our newest category. And for this category, we are looking for businesses who have a social mobility programme in place to support the staff within their workplace or a specific sector. So those who are eligible are businesses, charities, social enterprises, or not-for-profits that have a social mobility programme in place. This can be either a recruitment process improvements, work experience or careers advice, mentoring or coaching, interview or job related training, anything really that is supporting those in your business excel within the workplace. We really want you to focus on who you are helping and why you have decided to help them with this specific program. The narrative is really important on showing what the impact was before your members of staff went through this program. And it's really important to show KPIs, monitoring of the program, explain the program's development and the rationale, and be specific about the target groups. We say that this the social mobility program should support those from a disadvantaged background. We have a long list of those that we would include within that. So please do take a look at that list. If you do have a program in place, then it's quite likely that it will fit within this category. The only difference is if your company has been set up purely for the purpose of providing social mobility. So, for example, you're an apprenticeship provider, you will not, unfortunately, be eligible for this category, as we want you to have that enterprise or business aspect as part of your work. However, if you are, for example, an apprenticeship provider, you can apply as a joint application with a business. So, for example, if you are an apprenticeship provider providing apprentices to a local bank, you yourself can apply, and also that local bank can apply as a joint application. And then obviously you can show us the excellent work that you are doing with that programme there. We have one final category, which I'm going to pass back to Kate for.
Thanks, Chloe. Thank you, Ian. So sustainable development, this is where assessors will be looking for recipients to demonstrate outstanding commitment to whole organisational sustainability for more than 2 years. Applicants will need to be able to provide evidence showing how sustainability is embedded in their strategy and how they're leading the way in their sector. Assessors are looking for applications which describe your sustainability journey as well. Have you developed products or processes which deliver sustainability benefits or integrated sustainability within your organisation, supply chain or community, leading to positive outcomes? So it's not just within your company, but within your supply chain and your community. How are you impacting your local environment? How has your organisation and its leadership driven change in your sector? How have you overcome industry specific challenges? How have you set higher sustainability standards? Are you influencing others to adopt sustainability practices? And how are you aligning your sustainability efforts with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs? So the relevant ones that apply to sustainability and environment. We're not looking specifically for B Corp status. It's not essential. A lot of award recipients aren't B Corp, but it does help companies to formulate their ideas and assess where they are in the industry. And it shows that companies are on the right path. So B Corp, we find B Corp companies often submit strong applications. The application form has been updated and revised significantly this year, and we've brought it in line with industry practice. So we've modernised the questions into 5 themes, and we are looking for outstanding commitment to whole organisational sustainability, where in the past businesses have been able to apply with discrete sustainability initiatives within the organisation. But this, from now on, we'll be looking for the whole organisational rather than just single programmes. So we've listened to feedback from applicants. The form is more straightforward. The questions are more straightforward and more open to telling your own story, and so to align with current practice. So it is a more straightforward form now, in line with feedback. A note on plastics. Companies who use plastics can apply, but they should demonstrate that they're considering alternatives where possible and minimising their use of plastics. In terms of scope, in terms of emissions, applicants should consider their scope 1 and scope 2 emissions, and large companies should be considering scope 3 emissions. So you need to be putting details in your form regarding that, and you can ring us anytime for further clarification if need be. So just as we come to the close, I'm going to hand over to Chloe to talk about how to apply and some of the support that's available to potential applicants. Thanks very much, Chloe. Thanks, Ian.
So on how to apply, so as mentioned, we are open for applications at the moment, and we are open to businesses all across the UK. You only need to have 2 employees to apply for the awards, and it is a free process to do so. All applications can be made online via gov.uk, and you can apply for more than one category. Our eligibility criteria available on our website, but we do have a support, as Kate mentioned, we are quite a small team, but we do have our helpline, our mailbox, and we're always very happy to talk to any of you about your own personal business, any questions that you might have with the application process. We'd be very happy to chat through anything with you. Just on the next slide, please, Ian. So those are our details there. Please do get in touch with us. The one at the top is our website, and then you have our helpline, our email address, and our socials there as well. We'd be very happy to talk to any of you, and also, of course, the Lieutenancy and Buckinghamshire Business First offer an amazing amount of support to local businesses, sorry, which have in turn enabled us to get some brilliant recipients in Buck. So thank you very much to their support. Thank you for joining us on the call today. Apologies for the mishap with some of the slides there, but hopefully we got all of the relevant and important information across to you. And if you do have any questions, please do just let us know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Kate. Thanks so much, Chloe. And also apologies for we obviously have 2 decks running in parallel there, which contain slightly different slides, but I think we got there in the end. There's one question in the chat from Sadia. Does the criteria of 2 employees including yourself, or is it a case of myself plus 2 people?
So it would be including yourself if you are considered an employee. So if you are a sole trader, it would be yourself plus 2 employees. But if you are a business and you yourself are considered an employee, then it would include yourself. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thanks, Chloe. I think that does. So we've got a fantastic success story from Ben coming up, and now it gives me great pleasure to pass the floor to Ben to talk about his experience of applying for and successfully winning an award. Thanks, Ben. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, all. So yes, my name is Ben Brocklesby, and I'm the Sales and Marketing Director for Origin Global. I'll give you a little bit of background about who we are and what we've been up to, and then you'll understand probably a little bit clearer why we applied for the awards and then what we benefited from it. So we've been based in Buckinghamshire for now just over 20 years. We manufacture here in the UK. We design and manufacture the best doors and windows for my money that you can buy. But we're a privately owned family business, and with that comes your own echo chamber. And as much as we always like to think we're doing the right thing by the business, when you're only talking to your wife, Victoria, who's on this call and part of the Bucks Business First family, or other family members, it's really difficult to gauge what that success looks like and whether it's a true reflection of what's going on in the wider market. And you can't do any better than winning a King's Award. It is, for my money, and Elizabeth mentioned it as well, it is the most prestigious award you can get. And the lovely ladies from the organisation also mentioned it. It's completely free to enter, which is pretty much unique. I'm a really bad loser, and we enter lots of different awards in manufacturing, in design, in marketing, and they all come with a cost. The only cost associated with this award is your time. And I think Chloe mentioned it. It's definitely one where starting early helps. We started the process at the beginning of the year, and we made a bold statement that we would be entering. And then it was a question of finding the right narrative, finding the right story about what we felt was a credible opportunity to put the business forwards into such a rarefied air as the King's Award. The process itself isn't as onerous, I think, as it can feel. You definitely want to have some third-party support. You definitely want a team around you who have bought into the vision and direction for the award. It really is a collaborative affair, and as much as I'm here talking about our experience, I couldn't have done it without the support of the team around me. I've got Alex on here as well, who's our head of marketing. We also leveraged the relationship we've got with our local PR agency. So they were really supportive in this and acted as that collaborator so that they could read through our submission, look through the story that we're trying to portray and whether or not we did it in a manner that did us justice. And yes, we won. Great fanfare, amazing achievement. And again, it was mentioned by Kate and by Chloe. It's a huge thing for the business. Whatever your size of organization, and we're now running it, getting close to 400 employees in the UK. It's a true testament to them. It's a badge of honor. And again, you get to wear it for 5 years. So you do put in the hard work when you put your submissions through, but once you've won it, you have this amazing accolade that you can put on all of your literature, in our instance, marketing, sales support, vans, etc. And it has immediate kudos. Wherever your business is in the journey that you're on at the moment, the accolade of a King's Award just immediately gives people that you're trying to do business with that, hang on a second, these guys are serious. And for us, it was that pat on the back from our peers, the judging panels, the endorsement, but the whole process just makes you feel like we've really achieved something special here. And it was, we still reflect on it now. The only thing that tarnished it, and Elizabeth was amazing, but we won ours during COVID. So we didn't get an opportunity to meet the Queen. We didn't get an opportunity to go to Buckingham Palace. But Elizabeth, bless her, made the effort to come and see us under COVID regulations and gave us our award and it was an amazing job of letting us know the achievement of winning it. And that's, I guess, what I'm trying to get across to yourselves at this point. It is a practical endorsement. There is nothing that you can do out there that is going to open more doors for you. It is a license to brag. If you've got a bit of an ego, like I know I have, you stand up on that tabletop and shout, "Look, I've won this award." It's one of those things that we're now looking at coming to the end of our 5-year cycle, and we're thinking, right, how can we win this again? What have we got out there? What story can we tell that is worthy of this whole process? The talent magnetism. So I think that was mentioned again by the ladies. If you're looking to grow your business, as we are at the moment. It's a great thing that is recognised whatever part of the process of the job cycle you're on. So if it's graduate, if it's senior management, if it's middle management, the Queen's Award as we want it, the King's Award as it is now, has been around for such a long time that the kudos is there, and it works every time. It's that long-term ROI for us. It's the opportunity to put yourselves with businesses and big businesses. I think McLaren won when we won ours, and they won theirs for innovation. We won ours for international growth. Suddenly you're positioning your brand, your business against ones that are bigger than yours, have more exposure than yours, and you're piggybacking off the back of all of that. If you need or you're looking for somebody to support, I'm always happy to sort of help out if I can. It's definitely worth the endeavor. There's no negative to it. Even if you find that you're not successful at first time, the process will give you a learning curve that you can then go on and reapply next year. I wholeheartedly endorse the whole process, and we will definitely be applying again when we think we've got something worthy of an award for next time.
Thanks, Ben. That was really fantastic insight and very, very inspirational, actually, to hear the sort of the passion and the impact that the award delivered. There's one question that's come up in chat, Ben. Were you able to monitor a significant sales growth from the award itself?
Yes, and it's not just sales. It is morale. It is this opportunity to suddenly find yourself with, as I said, this internationally recognized brand award that money can't buy. There's so many things now in this business world, and what's particularly relevant at the moment is that the marketplace, whatever industry you're in, is there's challenges out there. I think that's probably always true, but macroeconomic situations at the moment, anything you can do to put yourself above others, or really establish your why, why you're unique, why you do what you do. And the King's Award is an accolade that associates itself with that brilliantly. So yes, we saw sales growth, particularly on the new business side of things. The opportunity to go out to new partners. So in our instance, we're B2B. We're national and international, and particularly in the marketplace we play in. So the Middle East in particular, they absolutely love that made in Britain and that royal association. But we're also in the US, and it's true there. The royal family and that royal endorsement has such weight to it still, and I think King Charles is doing an amazing job of keeping that profile at the same level that Queen Elizabeth II did. So yeah, no, very much so.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Chloe, do you want to say something at this point?
If that's okay, if I have,
sure.
I just wanted to say that we missed from the presentation that we have our recipients each year, but we don't have a limit on the number of awards that we do give out. So that's why it does vary each year, but we don't have a cap on the number of winners. So if your application meets the eligibility criteria, if our assessors think it is of merit, then, and also as Kate mentioned, you pass all of our due diligence checks, then you will hopefully receive the award. And we'd love to have as many recipients as possible. The more we have, the better for us. But just on the flip side of that, I just wanted to also add, if you were unsuccessful, and what would happen there. So if you were unsuccessful with your application, you do receive very comprehensive feedback from our assessors, who take a lot of time to look through your application and to provide some advice, not just on how you can improve your application, but also where they might feel that there's gaps in your business. So recipients tell us that it's actually unsuccessful applicants tell us that it's still really helpful to go through the process, because in a way you are receiving free business advice, which actually otherwise can cost quite a bit of money, and you're having it from assessors who are experts within the sector, experts within your sector, and they've seen so many businesses come through over the years across all of the sectors, across all of the fields and our categories, and they provide really comprehensive advice on how you can make improvements. And as such, many actually go on to win in a later year. So if you're not successful in 1 year, they come back and they're really keen, and they actually then go on to receive the award either the next year or in a following year. So that's just something that I forgot to mention in the presentation, and I just wanted to add there. But yeah, any other questions, Kate and I are very happy to take offline, as I know we're coming to an end now. But thank you.
The only thing I wondered, Chloe, if you just wanted, would you just go over the timing for the award application again for this particular cycle, just as by way of conclusion of the formal talking part?
Yeah, of course. So as you know, we're open at the moment, and we will close on the 9th of September. We use this time to promote the awards, to encourage applicants to apply during presentations such as these, normally up until the beginning of July, and because after that point we like to work with applicants that we've already spoken with, because it is quite an lengthy application form, and we don't want to make it too stressful if you're coming to this brand new on the 1st of September. So that's our kind of our application period. Once it closes, we then go straight the next day into our assessment period, where our assessors look through each application. Actually, 2 assessors look at every application, and then a lead assessor quantifies that as well. So you'll have 3 assessors looking at your application. Those that are shortlisted then go to the due diligence checks in November, which Kate mentioned. We reach out to government departments just to check that there's nothing untoward there, nothing that could be an embarrassment to His Majesty. Hopefully everything will be fine with your company. If you're aware of anything, obviously we would ask you to address that first. Hopefully, once those are out of the way and you have completed all of those, we go to our judging panels, which take place in January. And those are actually chaired by permanent secretaries. So the most senior people in the civil service, they will chair those judging panels. And also we have independent panel members who are experts across numerous sectors in the UK, from a whole range of very successful companies. And they will look at those applications at the judging panel. Once those have happened, we then have a final judging panel, which puts advice to the Prime Minister on that final list of recipients. The Prime Minister himself will look through that list and personally approve the list, and then that gets hand delivered to Buckingham Palace, where His Majesty himself will personally approve the awards. So as I mentioned in the presentation, you can say that you have personally been approved as an outstanding British business by His Majesty the King, which is just amazing kudos for across the globe. I think, as Ben said, the royals just hold so much weight, particularly in some specific regions. And I know that a lot of recipients that I've spoken to even use sort of the picture of them at Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle shaking hands with the king as their LinkedIn picture or their WhatsApp picture, because they know it sparks so much interest with potential clients. So yeah, and then we announce on the 6th of May, and we open again on the 6th of May. So busy day for us, but a great day for everybody else, because not only are we celebrating all of our new winners, we then launch the next round as well for applications, and we start the whole process again. As has been done. Next year, I think, is the 60th anniversary. So it's quite nice as well to apply this year. So next year you can say that you are a recipient on the 60th anniversary as well. But yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Chloe. And so it gives me great pleasure now to pass back to Elizabeth, Countess Howe, to round off the session and to give some more inspiration as to why the awards application is such a good thing for you to do as a business owner. Elizabeth.
Super, thank you. Having heard about how to go through the process and a fantastic endorsement from Ben, thank you, Ben. I hope you feel really inspired to put in the time and effort that is needed to make an application. It's a clear process, but it does demand real investment in time by those who are most passionate about the success of the business. And that brings me to a number of general points. I've got some tips from judges firsthand, if you like. So the first thing is to say, read through the whole application form first, because otherwise you might find yourself repeating an answer you've just done in a subsequent question. I would remind you about the due diligence, which I think it was Chloe mentioned, that is, the due diligence is very important. You might find that an HMRC investigation does not bar you from being considered, but you do need to come clean and explain what it was about. So you ignore it at your peril. Some of the questions might appear to be directed at large companies, but don't be put off. SMEs are awarded to huge numbers of businesses. I think it was 49% of all awards, I can stand to be corrected there, are SMEs this last year. I would urge you to complete the form yourself. I know Ben mentioned about having support, and that is critical. But actually, if you are fully invested in making this your story, it will have much greater potency. Don't use AI. It doesn't necessarily pick out the most important factors, and cutting and pasting can be a disaster. Now, if your business is a UK subsidiary, then you must make that clear in the application, and the global figures of the parent company shouldn't be used. So having said the judges want to know the story of your business, they want to know the challenges that you've overcome and the successes that you've had along the way, so that you can really show your passion and commitment. And as has already been said, the process of applying should be looked at as a positive experience. Even if you don't win the award first time round, it is very helpful to receive the feedback, and it's all part of the process, if you like. In the sustainable development category, you do definitely want to look at the UN Sustainable Development Goals, but you want to ask yourself the question, are you driving change? Are you showing leadership in the sector? And there, obviously, KAE is the most prestigious of the many environmental awards that are out there. So within the innovation category, the assessors are looking for that degree of novelty. The product obviously must have been on the market for 2+ years and be shown to be a commercial success. Finally, I think this was made quite clear, actually, promoting opportunity through social mobility. This mustn't be an organisation whose very function it is to promote social mobility, but it's about businesses who've made this a discretionary act within their business. And you show the monitoring and measuring of social impact, and the application needs to show the clear targets and obligations that you have set yourselves, demonstrating it in both hard numbers and soft indicators as evidence. So you really need to show how running the social project alongside the business has benefited the business, its employees, and the wider community. So within the lieutenancy, the Buckinghamshire lieutenancy, I have a group of experienced local business people who can definitely help you gain some advice. You can get in touch with Lou Marin, who's on this call, who is my clerk to the lieutenancy, and we are very happy to talk things through with you as well. We aren't the experts like Ben is, having done the process, but we certainly can point you in the right direction. And Buckinghamshire has been extraordinarily successful. So if we just go on to my slide, please. Somebody got my slide somewhere. No? Ian, have you got my slide?
Can you see that, Elizabeth? I've got celebrating success on my screen. Is that the one?
No, it's...
Can you not see?
Oh, yes. No, I can't see it, but that's all right. If the slide is there, that's absolutely fine.
It's celebrating success, and it's pictures of people receiving the award today.
Okay,
I hope everyone
great.
else can see that. I don't know if...
So top left, we've got Origin Global, and I am presenting the award to Victoria, Ben's wife, and it was, as he said, during lockdown. It was also in a period of mourning, and so I was in black, not in my uniform. We were only allowed 6 people present, and we all had to be socially distanced, but it was a great celebration. So then in the middle on the top, we've got Cable Flow. They won an award 2 years ago, and they won an award last year, and 2 different categories. we invited the Duke of Gloucester to come and present their second award. So I presented the first award to Cable Flow 2 years ago, and the Duke of Gloucester came and presented Cable Flow with theirs this year, which was a fantastic celebration. Then we've got a small slide of G&L Scientific receiving their award, Durston Tools on the bottom, I think, and Blue Water Bio. And you can see me in the factory of Durston Tools. And I think that's one of the most rewarding things for the Lord Lieutenant, is to actually go to the factory and to be able to hear the story and see firsthand the success and what it means to the company to win an award. And then finally, we've got my Vice Lord Lieutenant presenting the award to Nifty Lift in Milton Keynes. Again, they are serial winners. They've had lots of awards over the years. But I think you can see from the pictures how much gaining the award means to the whole company. And the employee from Durston Tools factory who's holding that beautiful crystal bowl, his smile on his face just says it all. It is the most fantastic boost to your company. So I'm going to say thank you to BBF for championing the King's Award for Enterprise and for facilitating the workshop. And thank you to Kate and to Chloe for covering the process so comprehensively, and to Ben for inspiring us. Well done, everybody. And thank you very much. And I hope that you will feel inclined and encouraged to complete an application. Back to Ian.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Very, very inspiring, and that picture just speaks a million words, doesn't it? Like the motivation and the joy of all the employees there. Absolutely fabulous to see, and I'm glad we managed to make the technology work so everybody could see it. So just to echo Elizabeth's thanks to Ben for your sort of inspirational journey on winning the award, for Kate and Chloe for your time and your expertise, and obviously to say my unreserved thanks to Elizabeth for giving your time up to join the workshop and to hopefully inspire so many of the participants to make an awards application. Just to reiterate that there is obviously further support available post this workshop. So obviously the King's Awards Office, Kate and Chloe, Elizabeth has offered some support from the Lieutenancy as well. Ben has obviously kindly put his hand up to be available for as a sounding board for any applicants. So please do feel free to follow up with us. Use BBF as a conduit if you need to make those linkages, but we will share the contact details for those follow-ups. So that support is available on an ongoing basis. Obviously, if you're a business within the county and you're keen to engage more broadly with the other 15,000 businesses that are part of the BBF community, please do consider engaging with BBF. Sign up as a free member and become part of that community and all that free support that's available. And finally, just one last thing to say is we all wish you the absolute best of luck with your applications, and let's hope we have some more successes in Buckinghamshire this year. And so thank you everybody for your time. Really appreciate it, and very best of luck with your applications. Have a great day.